Hi, I'm Randy Altman with Post Perspective. We're here at NAB 2019, and this is Mark Miller from Alkemy X, which is a visual effects studio. You guys have an office in New York and an office in LA. Why don't you tell me a little bit about the origins of the studio and what you guys do? It's mostly episodic TV, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, it's a lot of everything. The company itself is close to, I think we're celebrating 38 years in existence. As it started out as shooters, branched out into the visual effects arena, I think about 8 or 9 years ago, roughly in that area. And then the company as a whole was rebranded Alkemy X about 3 years ago now. It had 3 different business units prior to that, so it made sense to rebrand it and make it all one. So it's the studio itself is much more than just visual effects, which I'm in charge of. I'm not in charge of the rest of it, but it actually does a lot of commercial work as well, commercial design, commercial completion. The term shooters, where the company came from originally, is our teams that go out and shoot commercials. So we have teams that shoot. We have an entire post-production facility in Philadelphia, which is everything from sound design, final color, and the like. So New York is half and half commercials and visual effects.
Okay, and when you say that you have the production side, they're shooting like straight up live action, or are they shooting like plates and things like that?
Live action. We kind of, the studio itself and what we do is pretty broad range. We actually do non-scripted television programs as well. We just had a pilot done that aired about a month ago, and it's doing quite well. We hope it gets picked up a series, and it's a non-scripted show, and that gives us the ability to produce content as well as complete the content from shoot to delivery.
Gotcha, and I'm assuming you guys are on set a lot for visual effects supervision.
We are, yeah.
So, Maisel, why don't you mention a couple of the shows, and then I'm going to ask you about trends.
Absolutely. Mrs. Maisel is one. Fear the Walking Dead is another. Power. We have several shows in there now. We focus on television visual effects, but we also have a feature film in there now, and we're another one on the way, both for Warner Brothers.
Great. So, creating visual effects for TV shows is notoriously tight deadline. How do you guys deal with that?
We just do. No, there's a lot that is happening lately that we have to look at our pipeline. We have to look at how efficient we are getting the work through, because we know we're never going to have the time that they say we're going to have in the beginning.
Right.
And it requires a redesign of our pipeline, which we've been doing, and we've implemented some cloud-based rendering. We're going to do more of that, so that we can scale up and scale down quickly and easily, which is a huge part of the show here.
Absolutely, I was going to ask that next, which is so many of the software companies are coming out with machine learning tools within their software. How will that help you just speed along and get to the creative parts?
Quite a bit. I've looked at a few software manufacturers lately. Nuke is one that has new tools this year that will allow us to do things that were painstaking that the artist had to create each time, that will do it pretty much automatically and quickly. It's the busy work that we don't want to have them spend a lot of time on.
Right, the time-consuming, the rotoscoping, the just tedious tasks. So this sort of gets you to where you need to be.
It does, and many new tools now for doing, what we consider to be real invisible effects, which are basically makeup fixes. For whatever reason, shows just don't want to take the time to make someone look perfect. So we're endlessly doing fixes on wigs and things of that nature. So those are the things that we like doing, but they have to be done quickly. So.
Gotcha. So other trends that you see happening that are going to help your business?
I think for us to work with the ever increasing work, the shorter delivery times, and the endless competition, how much they want to pay for the work, has taught us that we have to embrace cloud technology in a lot of areas. From the idea of, I don't want to say pop-up visual effects studios, but the fact is that we have to be able to increase our size or double our size, artist-wise, almost overnight. And the only way to really do that effectively on a short-term basis is to use cloud-based machines, rendering, storage, all the rest of it. And we're looking at all of those products this year. Again, we're already doing it in the render side. Now we want to try implementing it on on the actual hardware in general.
Sure.
And that gives us the ability to scale up and scale down quickly without massive investment in hardware that's short term.
Makes sense. It makes sense. What would you say to young people that are looking to get into visual effects? Any tips based on your history?
Well, just really pick the schools that you're going to. What we need when kids come out of college, and there are a lot of them, we want them to step right in and be able to do the work. We don't want to spend a lot of time having to train them. And what I have found over the last 10 years really is the schools have gotten better and better and better to the point where a lot of the kids come out and sit in the chairs and actually run circles around the seasoned veterans, so to speak, that have been doing it for a long time. They're quick, they're ambitious, and they've learned a lot of shortcuts. So it's critical, and the growth in the visual effects industry is going to be massive over the next 3 to 5 years. There just is not enough artists in the world to cover what's expected and what's being anticipated.
So if you're a young person looking to get in this industry, visual effects might be the way to go.
Now's a good time, absolutely. It couldn't be a better time to get into that, because there's just shortages of artists all over the world. New York, the artists are 100% employed. We can't find anyone. We have to bring them in from either other states or other countries. Because we don't like to steal them from other companies. That's kind of counterproductive. So.
Yeah, and with the post-production tax incentives for visual effects, it's got to, I mean, you need more people. So.
Exactly. So it will grow there, and just as it's always been big in Los Angeles and getting bigger as well.
Great. Mark, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate you sitting down with us. Mark Miller from Alkemy X. I'm Randy Altman with Post Perspective, and we're at NAB 2019.
Thank you.